Cold air hangs over the camp as dawn. Light reveals footprints, embers and quiet breathing bodies. Someone feeds the fire, with dry grass because warmth and cooking begin every decision today. Nearby, stone tools wait where they were placed last night, ready for work without ceremony. Based on archaeological evidence, mornings likely started quietly, conserving energy before long hours of movement. Adults rise first, checking weather, listening for animals and scanning terrain shaped by previous journeys. Children stay close, learning by watching hands shape tasks rather than hearing spoken explanations clearly. Breakfast comes from leftovers gathered, plants or small animals caught with simple traps nearby earlier. Fire hardens wooden spear tips, while stone edges are checked for cracks or dullness today. Shelters made from branches, hides or stone offer brief protection, never permanent safety against weather changes. Based on wear patterns, tools were repaired often because failure during travel could mean hunger. As light grows stronger, groups decide directions using memory landmarks and recent animal signs together. Movement is careful and efficient, shaped by generations who survived by noticing small changes daily. Hunting parties leave quietly, carrying spears and stone blades balanced for long walks across plains. Others focus on gathering, identifying edible root seeds and fruits, known through shared experience carefully. Based on pollen evidence, seasonal knowledge guided where camps moved and what foods were expected. Water sources shape daily routes because thirst, cooking, and tool-making all depend on access nearby. Along the way, people scan ground for tracks, broken plants, or fresh droppings carefully today. Communication uses gestures, glances, and short sounds, still debated by researchers studying early language development. When animals are spotted, patience matters more than speed, conserving energy for decisive moments ahead. Success depends on cooperation, surrounding prey and understanding animal behavior through repeated observation over years. Based on cut marks, meat was shared, reinforcing bonds that increase survival chances within groups. Bones, sinew, and hides were saved because nothing useful was wasted lightly during daily life. Back at camp, gathered foods are cleaned, sorted, and prepared using familiar routines learned early. Fire becomes central again, drying meat, roasting plants, and offering light as day fades slowly. Smoke also deters insects, an everyday benefit inferred from camp. Residue studies found by archaeologists. Evenings bring tool making, with stones struck carefully to control flakes and sharp edges consistently tonight. Mistakes cause cuts or broken tools, so experience and caution mattered deeply during every session. Children observe closely, absorbing techniques through repetition rather than formal instruction from older family members. As darkness settles, the group stays close, sharing warmth and protection from wind and cold. Stories may be shared, but their exact words are not fully understood today by researchers. What is clearer is social bonding, reinforced through proximity, rhythm, and routine each quiet night. Sleep happens in shifts, likely reducing risk from predators based on camp layout evidence found. Fires are maintained carefully because restarting them required effort and precious materials gathered earlier today. Weather changes are noted, influencing tomorrow's plans for movement or staying put within nearby valleys. Based on site patterns, camps rarely lasted long, encouraging adaptability over attachment to specific places. This cycle repeats daily, shaped by needs, rather than comfort or certainty from environment alone. No single day is dramatic, yet survival depends on thousands of such ordinary choices made. Archaeology reveals these patterns slowly through fragments that hint at lived routines once practiced daily. A normal day ends quietly, preparing bodies and minds for another uncertain morning ahead tomorrow. Life continues not through heroism, but through attention, cooperation, and resilience, learned over generations together. Morning returns with subtle changes, revealing new tracks near camp that were not present yesterday. Based on archaeological evidence, such signs influence decisions about staying, moving, or preparing defenses. People examine ground closely, reading stories written by hooves, paws, and dragging tails overnight. Fresh tracks suggest opportunity or danger, and both require careful thought before action begins. The group discusses choices briefly, using shared understanding rather than long explanations or debate. Some members prepare to move camp, while others remain alert, watching surrounding terrain continuously. Packing is efficient because most belongings are portable, essential, and familiar through daily handling. Hides are folded, tools wrapped, and embers carried to preserve fire during relocation. Fire transport based on charcoal finds likely prevented dangerous delays when settling elsewhere. Walking resumes following routes shaped by watershade and remembered seasonal abundance nearby. Children walk shorter distances, sometimes carried conserving strength for unpredictable terrain ahead. Along the path, people collect useful stones recognizing quality through weight, texture, and fracture patterns. These stones may become tools later, showing foresight beyond immediate hunger or shelter needs. Based on quarry sites, raw materials were gathered far from camps, suggesting planned movement. Hunting resumes during travel with quick decisions. When animals cross paths unexpectedly, small game is targeted, often because reliability matters more than size in daily survival. Traps made from simple materials are checked, reused, or abandoned depending on success rates. Gatherers pause frequently, identifying plants by leaf shape, smell, and seasonal growth stage. Mistakes are avoided through shared memory because poisonous plants posed constant silent threats. Based on dentalware, plant foods formed a steady part of daily nutrition. Midday heat slows movement, encouraging rest near shade or water when possible. Rest is not idle as tools are adjusted and surroundings remain carefully observed. Cloud cover, wind direction, and temperature shifts are quietly noted without formal measurement. These observations guide future choices, though exact reasoning remains debated by researchers today. When a suitable location appears, shelter construction begins using available natural materials nearby. Structures are simple, prioritizing speed and insulation over long-term durability or comfort. Fire is restarted or strengthened, marking the center of shared space once again. Food is prepared immediately, restoring energy lost during hours of movement and labor. Based on hearth remains, cooking improved digestion and reduced disease risk over time. Evening activities mirror earlier days, reinforcing routines that reduce uncertainty and stress. Toolmaking continues, sometimes improving designs through small adjustments learned by experience. Broken tools are discarded, creating archaeological layers that later reveal human presence. Social bonds are reinforced through proximity, cooperation, and shared dependence on resources. Conflict likely occurred, but evidence suggests cooperation offered greater survival advantages overall. As darkness returns, the group settles, aware that tomorrow's conditions may differ again. Night sounds are familiar, yet always monitored for changes, indicating nearby animals. Sleep comes cautiously, shaped by trust in companions and preparation, done during daylight. Each day builds knowledge stored not in writing but in practiced memory and habit. This accumulation of experience defines survival more than strength or speed alone. Through ordinary repetition, prehistoric life continues, shaped quietly by environment and shared choices. Dawn arrives again and people wake already, aware that yesterday's choices shape today's conditions. Based on site evidence, repeated returns to certain areas suggest remembered safety and reliable resources. Morning tasks begin automatically, with practice movements requiring little discussion or instruction. Fire is checked first because warmth, cooking, and protection depend on its steady presence. Ashes are cleared, embers stirred, and fuel added with careful attention to smoke direction. Some prepare food while others scan surroundings, maintaining awareness even during routine actions. Based on tool distributions, work roles were flexible, changing with age, skill, and immediate need. Hunting plans adjust daily, influenced by animal movement, weather shifts, and recent success rates. Gatherers spread out slightly, staying within sight or sound to avoid separation risks. Children participate by copying adults, learning through repetition rather than formal teaching methods. Mistakes become lessons, quietly corrected through example instead of punishment or explanation. Travel continues when resources thin, reinforcing mobility as a key survival strategy. Footpaths are informal, shaped by repeated use rather than deliberate construction. Based on erosion patterns, frequent movement prevented overuse of any single area. Encounters with other groups sometimes occur, though evidence of interaction remains limited and debated. Exchange of tools or mates may have happened, strengthening genetic and cultural resilience. Such interactions were likely cautious, shaped by trust built slowly over time. Daily life remains focused on balance, avoiding unnecessary risk while meeting constant needs. Energy is carefully managed because injury or exhaustion could threaten group survival quickly. Food sharing continues, reinforcing cooperation over competition within close-knit groups. Based on bone analysis, nutrition varied, reflecting seasonal availability rather than fixed diets. Evening approaches and attention shifts again toward shelter warmth and preparation. Shelters are reinforced if weather threatens, showing adaptability rather than permanent construction. Firelight extends useful hours, allowing tasks impossible during darkness without illumination. People remain close, strengthening social bonds through shared space and routine presence. Archaeological patterns suggest calm repetition, not constant crisis, defined much of daily existence. This stability allowed knowledge to accumulate slowly across generations without written records. Each ordinary day added small improvements to tools, routes, and survival strategies. Over time, these incremental changes shaped humanity's ability to thrive in diverse environments. Nothing about this life was easy, yet it was sustainable through cooperation and awareness. The Stone Age was not primitive confusion, but practical intelligence applied every single day. Understanding these routines helps us see humanity's past as lived, not imagined. If you find this glimpse into prehistoric daily life meaningful, consider subscribing for more documentaries. Liking the video helps others discover careful explorations of our shared human history. Share this story with friends who enjoy grounded, evidence-based views of early human life. Comments are welcome, especially thoughts or questions about how archaeology reveals ordinary ancient routines. These quiet days, repeated endlessly, built the foundation for everything humans became later. Prehistoric life moved forward not through leaps, but through countless normal days survived. This is how humanity endured, one careful ordinary day at a time.